Hi, I'm Andrea with the Chicago Park District, and today we're going to practice restorative yoga. Restorative yoga is a way to recover from an illness or an injury. It's a great practice to heal the effects of chronic stress, and this practice can balance our energy systems, quiet the mind, and help us to tune into our own experience. So this practice we'll do today, we'll start with a constructive rest and then move to some forward folds and twists. Then we'll open up the breathing systems in a simple reclined bound angle pose. And we'll end with a gentle inversion and a relaxation with the legs elevated in a body scan, calming Shavasana. So that is our practice. Let's get started. So if we're not in a yoga studio, we could also use things from home. So what I have here is a lot of props. A yoga mat is a good place to start. If you don't have that, you can also just lay on the grass or use carpet or any surface that you have that's comfortable. We also have, instead of a bolster, if you have a bolster, that's great. You can also use sleeping bags. It's a great way to have a bolster. So I would use a couple sleeping bags rolled up tight, a couple folded blankets. You can just fold them so that they have a nice soft edge and that they're in a nice rectangle shape. A couple couch cushions. If you have a block, that's nice too, but you can also just grab the couch cushions off the couch or any other cushion. If you have a strap or a belt, this is just the tie from a robe. So any of these items you may have around the house, something that you need to secure to keep the body still. And finally, this is one item that I would highly recommend. This is an eye pillow. Now this one is actually a kind of a rice sock that you can use, put it in the microwave and put it on sore muscles. But in any form of weighted cloth that you can put over the eyes is going to increase the relaxation response in this practice. So highly recommend some form of an eye pillow or eye mask. So these are all your props. The other nice thing to have is a timer. So I will be guiding you and timing each of these poses. We'll hold them for at least 2 minutes each. But feel free to stop the video and use your own timer. You can hold these poses for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, as long as you feel comfortable. So let's get started in our first move. The first one will be constructive rest. So for this one, we will need at least 2 couch cushions or a block, whatever is the distance between the knees that is hips width apart. And then I'm going to use my strap or my robe tie or belt around the legs to hold them in place. If you have a strap with a buckle, that's the best. This is just a robe tie. I'm just going to tie a knot. And then lean back. I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. Lean back. You'll hear a soft bell at the end of the 2 minutes. Just allow your body to completely rest. can begin to bring some movement back into the body. You can bring the knees into the chest and remove the strap or the belt, the block or the cushions. Just roll over to one side and use your arms to come back up. So that's just a great way to just recenter, come back into the breath, just coming back into your body and allowing yourself to relax. So the next move will be a supported child's pose. I'm going to use my bolsters or my sleeping bags. The setup here is as much support as you want or as little. If you like to just do child's pose right on the mat, feel free. If you want some extra support for the knees, you can place blankets or cushions under the knees. If you need extra support under the hips, you can place a blanket or a cushion under the hips. I'm going to set the timer again for 2 minutes, but feel free to stop the video and make your own timer. And I'm going to switch my head here. You can place your head on one side and then after a while switch to the other side, just so that your neck is getting, it won't get too stuck in one side or the other. You can also alternately put your forehead down onto the bolsters. So your choice here, how you want to rest the head. Just making sure that you're paying attention to the neck and giving it enough space. So I'm going to set the timer again. This is a supported child's pose. Make sure that the knees are comfortable here. If this is too much, folded blankets underneath the knees or behind the knees. You know, you can use any kind of cushion to make this available to you. Bring the cushions in, fold the body down so you're completely supported and completely rest. If your head has been turned to one side, go ahead and turn it to the other side. Go ahead and use your hands to walk back up to a seated position. Just notice any effects of that pose on the body. Just notice your breath starting to deepen. And we'll keep the bolsters here for the next pose. This will be a twist. So we'll start with the right hip on the side of the bolsters or the sleeping bags, and the legs just bent off to the side. This will be our twist forward fold. So we're facing the long side of the mat, but the bolsters are on the top. You take an inhale here, and then exhale, twist towards your bolsters. And then begin to just drape the body down over the bolsters. And then finally resting the head. And we'll stay here for 2 minutes. And to come out of this twist, use the hands to walk up and unravel the spine, coming back to center. And we'll take it on the other side, so you can leave your props right where they are and just switch to the other side. Have the other hip next to the bolster, knees bent. Turn the body toward the bolster. Take an inhale, feel length in the spine. And exhale, drape down and be completely supported by the props. Rest the hands, rest the head, and breathe here for 2 minutes. come out of this pose, use your hands to press the floor up. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, come back to a comfortable seated position. So this next pose is a reclined bound angle, Supta Baddha Konasana. It will take a bit to set up, but once we're there, it's worth it. We're going to lay on an incline. So we need something underneath this to prop it up a little. So I'm going to use a cushion. Just to give it a little bit of an incline. And if you have a block, that can be nice too, just to create a little bit of an angle. And then I'm going to place another cushion on top for the head. And then for the legs, I'm going to take my blankets and roll them into like a tube. So there's a tube shape, and this is going to go underneath each leg. So I have the soles of the feet together and a tube blanket to support the thigh and the calf. So we don't want to put any extra stress on your joints. It's not about the stretch, but about placing the body in the optimum position to breathe deeply and get that nourishing rest. So I'll take my other blanket and roll it in a tube. This is to get some length and cushion underneath the entire leg, both the calf and the thigh. And then for extra support, I'm going to bring the strap around the feet and the knees and give it a little tie. This is going to keep them in place, keep the legs in place, just so that there isn't any extra stress on the joints. Have the bolster right behind you. Drape the entire spine completely supported so that you are completely melting into the props. Place the eye pillow on the eyes. Allow the hands to rest down at the sides, palms face up. Breathe deeply into the belly. Allow yourself to be completely supported. Begin to bring movement back into the body. You can remove the eye pillow. Use the hands on the ground to press yourself back up into a comfortable position. You can remove the supports. So one option is to do legs up the wall. So you need a wall, or in my case, a fence, or you could use a tree, any object that's stationary. So you can sit on a cushion or a sleeping bag, anything, a mat. Bring your hands down to the ground. Scoot up as close as you can and flip the legs up. Lift up the hips, place the cushion in a nice comfy spot. Find the nice angle that works for you. And bring the hands out to the side and just rest here. This is a great pose to relieve any fatigue in the legs. If the feet start to fall asleep, you can always wiggle the toes. You can bend the knees and place the feet on the wall. Stay here as long as you'd like. And to come out, bend the knees, roll over to your side, and come back up. So we'll set up for our final resting pose, which is a basic relaxation pose with the legs elevated. So I'm going to use 2 sleeping bags, bolsters. You can also put the legs up on a chair. To set up for this, just bring the legs up, and to make sure that they don't fall off, I'm going to use my robe tie or a strap or a belt. Just going to tie them at the shins here. You could tie them at the thigh, anywhere. Let's see. Yeah, I like this better. If you have a sandbag, you can place the sandbag on the feet, or just any kind of a weight just to keep them in place. If you'd like a cushion for the head or a blanket. And make sure you have your eye pillow handy. And just allow the body to rest back and place the eye pillow on the eyes. Let the hands rest out to the sides, palms face up. And allow yourself to completely relax. And while you're resting, I'll walk you through a body scan, just beginning to pay attention to your breath. Allowing your awareness to travel through your whole body. Simply feel each part. Welcome all sensation. Notice the mouth. Feel the jaw release. Allow the tongue to rest. Notice the right cheek, the left cheek. Notice the nose. Notice the breath. Notice the ears, the right ear, the left ear. Notice your ears listening. And feeling your eyes, Notice the left eye, the right eye, both eyes together. Allow your eyes to rest in their sockets. Bringing awareness to the crown of your head, your forehead, noticing your whole head resting, relaxed. Now bringing the attention to the right hand. Feel your whole right hand. Feel your right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Then bring your attention to the left hand. Feel your whole left hand. Your left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Then bringing your attention to the upper chest, the upper back, the shoulder blades, the heart center, the abdomen, the belly, the pelvis, the hips. Feel the right hip, the right leg, knee, calf, ankle, foot, toes, the whole foot. Now bring the attention back up to the pelvis, to the left hip, thigh, knee, leg, ankle, foot, the whole left foot. Now notice both feet. Feel your root, the navel center, the solar plexus, the heart center, the throat center, the third eye, and the crown. Now feel the back body resting. Bring awareness of your whole back body. Feel the front body. Bring awareness of the whole front body. Feel your whole body together. Your whole body together. Your whole body together. Begin to bring a deeper breath into the body. You can wiggle fingers and toes. Take a deep breath like you're waking up in the morning. You can stretch. Release any props that you may have. Roll over to one side and take a rest. And then using your hands, press the floor away and come up to a comfortable seated position. You can bring your hands to heart center and take a moment here recognizing the effects of this practice on your body, recognizing the effects of this practice on your breath and on your state. Take a moment in gratitude. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.